So far in this series, we've examined a number of treaties that specifically protect the rights of minority groups, from the rights of the child to the elimination of racial discrimination. But we're yet to deal with the rights of the world's largest minority group.
650 million people, or 10% of the world's population, live with disabilities, from mental disorders to physical ailments. These people struggle against physical and social obstacles in obtaining education, employment and adequate healthcare, and often feel left out of regular social life.
These issues are particularly exacerbated amongst the world's poorest people, of whom 20% are disabled according to a study by the World Bank. Only 1 in 10 children with disabilities in developing countries will attend school. In an effort to address this issue, the UN General Assembly adopted the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities in late 2006. The aim of this convention was to set out in detail the rights of persons with disabilities and to establish a code for implementation of those rights.
Countries that sign the convention commit to abolishing laws and practices which discriminate against disabled people and to actively create laws which secure their rights. Key rights laid out in the document include the right to life on an equal basis with others, the right and advancement of children and women with disabilities, and the protection of children with disabilities.
The Convention marks a shift in thinking from social welfare concerns to treating disabilities as a human right issue, which acknowledges that social barriers and prejudices are, in themselves, disabling.
Take China, for example, where a 2011 report by the LA Times claims that the abuse of mentally disabled people in the workforce is widely spread. The report centres on a man who spent 10 months as a slave labouring in brick factories, suffering repeated burns and beatings and being held in chains at night to prevent him from escaping. He was only released when his captors judged him as too weak to be of use. And this man's case is not unique. According to Human Rights Watch, more than a quarter of people freed from similar conditions in 2007 were mentally disabled. The report also cited other cases of abuse in China, including disabled women being sold by psychiatric hospitals as sex partners, and an organisation that claimed to be a charity that supported those with disabilities was found to be selling workers to a brick factory more than 1,000 miles away.
However, since they ratified the Convention in 2008, China has taken significant steps towards abolishing these practices. They have passed a number of laws relating to the protection, education and employment of disabled persons, and have established a quota for these persons in the public service. Although China still clearly faces significant issues in enforcing this legislation, the ratification of the Convention has led to displays of higher commitment to the protection of rights for disabled people.
China aren't the only ones taking action. In 2010, the European Commission launched their disability strategy with the stated aim of eliminating obstacles to accessibility for persons with disabilities.
And here in Australia, the focus on disability services has increased sharply since our ratification of the UN's 2006 Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. In 2009, the federal government launched their own disability strategy to act as a central mechanism for implementing the Convention. This strategy has led to the proposal of a national disability insurance scheme to cover 2 million Australians living with disabilities from 2018. So the Convention has had some significant victories in prompting countries to fight discrimination and to improve access to vital disability services. However, it's only 5 years old, and so its effects are hard to measure in full.
To keep up with the Convention's progress, check out organisations like Disability Rights International or Human Rights Watch. And to learn more about us, check out www.unyouth.org.au.